Oh hey guys, it's Super Mario Carl, and today I felt like making a special video. I've been planning on making this for quite a while now, and with some good tendies in my belly, I guess I'll start it up. So the following is a story somebody linked to on a forum. They wrote it a long time ago, and it features themselves and his IRL friends. Yeah, I'll just read it. Alright, the beginning. I just don't think it's possible, sir. I don't pay you to think. You get those lab boys to do it, or all of you are fired. But, no buts, Greenwald. You've got a month to make me a Miku, or you're fired. You hear me? Yes, sir. Chapter 1. The Lottery. The sun danced through the tops of the pine trees. High noon shadows splayed across the ground. Like most lunchtimes, it was filled with a cacophonous serenity. Kenny, Calvin, and Taylor were shouting at each other. Shouting at each over the sounds of Super Smash Bros. Craig was listening to music loud enough that people a mile away could probably hear it. And Vincent was contentedly watching Mal play Bad Rats on his laptop. The sound of laughter, banter, and rock and roll were signs that all was well. The sounds that followed seemed innocent, but spelled tragedy in ways then inconceivable. Hey Vincent, I got tickets to the Hatsune Miku concert this summer, but Dave is going to be out of town. Do you want to go? Dude, seriously? That's awesome. Vincent straightened up. A chance to see the hologram tech they've all got? Heck yeah, I'll go. Alright, I'll pick you up at 5. For Vince, the rest of the day seemed to be his best day ever. He aced his science test, managed to not miss the bus, found $20 on the walk home, and caught his favorite show before it ended. Happily sitting at his computer, Vince did some research on the concert. Going into the tech geek squealing spasms at all the talk of holograms, he noticed a pop-up. Enter for a chance to meet Miku, it proudly proclaimed in sparkly text. Meet Miku? I thought she was a vocal program mascot. Vincent clicked the ad, shunting his browser to the entrance page. He thoughtlessly filled in his name, phone number, and dummy email address, just in case it was a "we will sell your information to our friends" dealie, and shot his entry off into the virtual void to thousands of others. Hey, who knows, with the luck I've been having today, I might win. A funny thought. Mr. Greenwald, we can't use this. It's highly immoral. I know, but what choice have we got? I'm gonna quit. I won't do this and they can't make me. Ha, if you quit, they'll just use you. And you know what it does? You can't quit. So, all we can do is hope it doesn't hurt whoever poor sap has put through it. Chapter 2. The Concert. Smooth jazz drifted over the radio, obscured by friendly chatter. Calvin knew they were getting close, as he could see large numbers of people who would look right at home at an anime convention. He and Vincent yammered on about video games and anime the entire drive, comparing the states of their amiibo collections, and Calvin gave Vincent a crash course in Vocaloid. Okay, so maybe it's a little newer than I thought. Huh, so it's just a bunch of music producers who all use the same program? Yeah, pretty much. Theaters on the left. I see it. Hard to miss, really. After an eternity of waiting in line, they finally made it inside the building. Vincent dropped $2 on glow sticks and ran into a very tall man while turning around. Are you Vincent? I guess I'll not say the name just in case this is his real name, I don't know. How on earth did you know that? Well, congratulations, sir. You are the winner of the Meet Miku raffle. Each of us out here are in the lobby after the show. One man handed Vincent a small blue backstage pass. Wow, alright, I'll do that. See you then. Vincent scampered off to find Calvin and tell him of his good fortune. Enjoy the show, mister. It's all arranged, and he'll be here after the show. Good work, Greenwald. Oh, wrong character. Good work, Greenwald. I knew you could be trusted with this job. Mark my words. There's a promotion for you coming after this. Ellipses. What's wrong? You're not having any second thoughts about this, are you? Isn't this murder? Greenwald. Think of it as rebranding. Chapter 3. The Backstage. That was amazing. Vincent was still reeling from it. Actual holograms. He'd been right there. He had watched Hatsune Miku, a fictional character, sing live in concert. His nerd excitement was too much to contain. And now, he'd get to meet her. He assumed it was just a cutesy way of saying they'd show him the hologram tech up close, which he was all for, but surely they would have said that somewhere. There was always the danger of some waifu nut who seriously expected to meet someone back there. But as he lingered in the theater lobby, his train of thought was interrupted by Calvin. That was great! I know, right? So, you want to head home or stop to get something to eat first? I'm gonna have to take the bus back, sorry. Vincent flashed the backstage pass. I got a meeting. You lucky gun. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Get home safe, you hear? Calvin slapped him on the back and headed off towards the doors. Mr. Vincent? Vincent turned around to see a security agent who stood behind him. That's me. I'm all ready. Excellent. Follow me. Vincent followed him through the door marked Employees Only, through which lay a maze of bustling backstage tunnels. Eventually, they arrived at a door. It's right through here. Go ahead. Vincent opened the door and stepped through. Hey, what? All that's in here is this giant white room. The unmistakable sound of a locking door came from behind him. Hey, come back! Don't lock me in here! Target is in chamber. Beginning first process at your order, Mr. Greenwald. Execute! Chapter 4. The Machine. High up on the walls of the chamber, shutters rolled back. Vincent could see through the windows they revealed. It looked to be some kind of observation deck full of men in suits. The other side just had a loaf of people presiding over buttons. What is this? Let me out! Vincent banged at the door. Far above, a panel in the ceiling slid back, allowing a metal tool head connected to a large trunk of cables to descend. A speaker crackled to life. Preparing subject for use. The large dangling machine came to life, bending up and pointing its head at Vincent. Oh crap. The ground beneath him moved, shifting him to the center of the room. He found himself unable to move his feet. The end of the machine came to life, revealing itself to be a cutting implement. It went to work removing Vincent's shoes, cutting straight through them, but not touching his feet at all. Hey, I like those shoes! Let's see. Okay. The sealing machine seemed to turn itself inside out, becoming a large tube. Vincent couldn't see it, but the arms pulled him straight through and began to advance towards it. The speaker came to life again. Preparation complete. Beginning conversion program. Idle. 01. No. As Vincent was moved inside the tube, a feeling of dread overcame him. Subject has escaped. I repeat, subject has escaped. Oh no. Greenwald! Sir, it's not my fault, I swear. You were in charge of this project, so as far as I'm concerned, it is. Get security mobilized. We can't let her get away. Chapter 5. The Escape. Vincent's breath was as heavy as he ran. He didn't care where to, he just knew he had to get out of here. That machine had done something. Everything felt wrong. His head was pounding. Every inch of his body stung and tingled. As soon as the machine turned on, he had been in blinding pain. Too much pain to think. After it had finished whatever it had done, he made a run for it. They clearly hadn't been expecting that. He figured the pain was supposed to immobilize him. Truth be told, it should have. He could feel every part of him screaming as he ran. He was running off of pure terror. Everything felt wrong. He heard shouting behind him as he ran through the halls. Someone tried to get in his way, but he barreled straight through him out of a doorway. He was outside, in an alleyway. He kept running, rain coming down, harsh concrete beneath his bare feet. It felt horrible. His feet were like brand new, but the pain didn't stop him. He kept running. Eventually he collapsed. The rain fell. "We've got to find her. She could be hurt. She could be endangering our brand. More like it. She's wearing our company's face. Dang it, I never should have agreed to this." "What are you talking about?" I could hear him screaming inside that machine. I could hear every minute of it. He's out of there now with a face that doesn't belong to him. Dang right. And nowhere to go. I'd be amazed if the pain didn't drive him insane. This is the most inhumane thing I've ever done. And you call yourself a scientist? Pah! Chapter 6. The Gutter. Vincent's dreams were one of machinery and pain. His eyes snapped open. He was lying in an alleyway, always a good place to start. He groaned and shot a hand to cover his mouth. Why did he sound so strange? He looked down at the smooth, dainty hand that covered his mouth. Oh no. He looked over the rest of his body. He was naked and looking considerably different than he usually did. He slumped back, staring up. He was Hatsune Miku. Or Hatsune. No, they don't really say they use that much. His body was newly minted, perfectly crafted to match the character. He brought up a hand to the hair on his head and ran his fingers through it. It was Miku's hair all right. Not in her signature twin tails, but the right length and the same, bright blue. He looked himself over, taking in every part of his new body. He was now a she, as expected. He looked at his shoulder, finding a tattoo on the other arm, upper arm. Hatsune Miku, 01. It proclaimed in large numbers. I can't believe this. Oh, that's my best Miku voice. Oh right, the voice. It was Miku's voice, but it seemed to flow more naturally, but less like the program. Okay, and more like someone with the voice. I still had a slight robotic edge to it, probably just for authenticity, he thought glumly. He stood up, leaning heavily against the wall. I've got to hide somewhere, he mumbled. They'll be looking. Anyway, it's nothing to worry about. Anyway, it's nothing to worry about. She won't be hard to find. Seattle's a big city, and we didn't initiate the mental rewrite. She'll still know her way around. So, we'll just tell the police we're looking for a girl who matches her description, and bam, she's back with us. The police will ask questions like, why does this crying teenage girl insist she's not who we're told she is, and why is there no legal record of her existence, and should we really listen to these corporate goons she seems terrified of? Going to the police ends with all of us in jail for human experimentation. So what? We search for ourselves. We search ourselves? I'm a busy man. Please stop smoking in my car. It's just dialogue, they don't set up anything, I guess. Chapter 7. The Sanctuary. After a brief dig through the Goodwill dumpster, Vincent managed to fix the first of her many problems, now clothed in a ratty sweatshirt and jeans which didn't fit right. He would at least not be picked up by the cops for indecent exposure. He bundled his long hair up inside the sweatshirt. He didn't want to make himself too conspicuous. Now to solve problem number 2, a place to stay. He couldn't go home, he knew that. Mom would go insane and attempt legal action. Then they'd know where he was. Then they'd be able to carry him off in the night. They couldn't know where he was. Calvin lives alone. His dad's always out at work. He'll believe me. He'll let me sleep on his couch. Vincent muttered to himself. He began to trek northward. Meanwhile, Calvin's day had been far less interesting. He'd woken up, eaten some Fruit Loops, and now was sitting around watching anime. He was actually having a pretty good day. A knock came at the door. That'll be Vince. He got up and wandered over to the small apartment's door. But when he opened it, the figure on the other side was not the blue-jacketed, grinning figure of Vincent, but a bedraggled figure in a dirty gray sweatshirt. Hey there. What can I do for you? The figure in the front looked up, pathetically. Calvin recognized the face immediately. What? Miku! Even beneath the grime, the face of the pop idol was unmistakable. Before he could say anything, the Vocaloid trudged inside, staggering over to the couch and collapsing. After pinching himself to make sure he was awake, Calvin slowly crept over. Hey there, I'm a big fan. The figure before him grumbled. Screw you, Calvin. Calvin was a bit taken back by the lilting voice's rough insult. Can I offer you a drink? Water? Oh, I forgot to do the Miku voice, but... The figure sat up, turning and sitting up straight on the couch. Calvin was a simple man, but even he could detect the 1,000-yard stare and exhaustion present in the girl before him. Water sounds good. Calvin now sat opposite of Miku as she slammed back another glass of water. She must have been massively dehydrated, as she'd drunk 13 as fast as shots. She now sighed and sat back. All right, Calvin, I'm going to give it to you straight. How do you know my name? Actually, scratch that. How are you real? I'm not dreaming, but I'm currently face to face with a virtual pop idol. I'm getting there, Calvin. I'm Vincent. Silence. This may be hard to believe. Duh. Do you remember when we went to the Hatsune Miku concert? The story that followed was a chilling tale of machinery, pain, and escape. One you have already read. Oh my gosh. And I am now as you see me. So let me get this straight. You expect me to believe me that my best friend was kidnapped and completely rebuilt to look and sound like Miku? Why would I lie? Why would I lie? I don't know. Maybe this is one of those elaborate prank shows on TV. Maybe I'm being haunted by the ghost of Chris Angel. I don't think he's dead. Would that stop him now? I swear, it's the truth. I'll believe you if you beat me at Street Fighter. What? Vincent could always beat me at Street Fighter. But neither of us own Street Fighter. We play Darkstalkers. We agreed it had better characters. Calvin spun around. Holy crap, you are Vince! Now do you believe me? Yes, all you have to do is let me stay here. I can't go home like this. Sure, what are friends for? Calvin let out a nervous laugh. Sheltering mad science projects, apparently. He kept that thought to himself. An awkward silence descended. So, what's it like? Huh? Having your entire body rebuilt. Imagine the most excruciating, white-hot agony you can imagine, multiply it by 10, and make hay feeling your entire being. Silence. What's it like? What? The pain? No, I mean, being a girl. I haven't had the chance to think about it yet. I've been busy getting there. So far it's been exactly the same as any other homeless person experience. I wouldn't have pegged you as the kind of person to know a lot of those. Shut up. Vincent stood up. I'm going to use your shower. I just spent last night in an alleyway. Vincent trudged off, shutting the bathroom door behind him. Calvin really didn't know how to feel about any of this. As he entered his room, looked over at his bed, he spent a few good moments examining the Hatsune Miku body pillow that currently occupied half of the bed. This could be a problem. Okay. Well, the woman working the coffee shop hasn't seen her. Here's your latte. Hey, thanks. Slurp. So, where do we check next? We could keep looking downtown. Nah, let's just go to the mall up north. What? Why? Well, a newly minted teenage girl will soon have to answer to her base primal instincts and go clothes shopping. Wow. What? You're one of the most horrible people I ever met. Funnily enough, I sign your paycheck. Get driving. Chapter 8. The Day Out. We're just under halfway through. The night had passed uneventfully. Vincent had insisted on sleeping on the couch. In the morning, Calvin was awoken by the sound of someone messing around in his kitchen. He stumbled up and turned the corner, only to realize it was Vincent. Your stove is broken. There's a reason I eat nothing but cereal and takeout. You had eggs. Well, yeah, but I don't eat them. How old are these? I don't know. So, Burger King then? Burger King then? Sounds like a plan, but are you gonna wear that sweatshirt again? Well, sure. It's really nasty. I pulled it out of a dumpster. You need actual clothes. Have you got any money saved up? I was saving up for a new 3DS, but that doesn't sound too important right now. Awesome, we're gonna get you clothes. I can't have you stinking up my apartment. Aw, man. It is settled. To the mall! It was a short bus ride, and eventually the pair ended up at Northgate Mall. The whirlwind shopping trip cannot be recounted here, as the writer buys all of his clothes at Value Village, but rest assured, it was certainly something to behold. Calvin and Vincent now found themselves in a familiar territory. After the alien landscape of the clothing stores, it felt good to now be surrounded by the walls of GameStop. Vincent was now wearing a far cleaner pair of jeans and a hoodie. He still had his Miku hair hidden, but overall, he was now a lot more comfortable. She was helped. He couldn't help but stare at the centerpiece of the Vita shelf. Project Diva? As they were leaving, a weedy-looking boy who had been watching Vincent approached them. Excuse me, could I have an autograph? Huh? The voice fully gave Vincent away. Well, I'm a big fan, and he mumbled. Calvin shuffled awkwardly. Vincent decided there was nothing for it. I'd be happy to. Who should I make it out to? He took the game case from the boy. Benny! Vincent ran the pen over it, making sure not to sign his real name. Instead, he died a little inside, trying to sign what he knew was expected. To Benny. Love, Miku. He handed the case and pen back. Don't let anyone know, okay? I'm off the radar for a while. He smiled and raised a finger to his lips. You got it. Thank you. Benny ran off. That was a nice Miku signature. Shut up. Vocaloid fans will probably be able to spot you easily. Well, that guy was able to do it even without the hair. Do you want to get it cut? I should, but I don't want to. It would feel wrong, if that makes sense. I get you. Think you have enough clothes? I don't think I even need this many. I could make do with 2 of everything. Okay. As the pair walked through the food lift towards the parking lot, Vincent got a feeling. We're being watched, and not in the casual way. How can you tell? I pay attention to things. It's a hobby. Act natural. They continue moving. Vincent suddenly stopped and patted his pockets. Oh, geez, I left my wallet in the Nordstrom. Come on, we gotta go back. What? We didn't even go to Nordstrom. Oh, it was Vincent. Whatever. Hissed Calvin. I know. Come on. As they headed back to the other direction, Vincent scanned the crowd. I think I see them. Tall guy, smart suit, fat guy, suit, cigar. Near the Baskin-Robbins. I can't tell who they are, though. Alright, so we haven't seen her there. Where do you want to check out now? I see her. What? Where? Sit down. Don't make a scene. She's over by the door. She's with a boy. Who? The girl in the hoodie? How can you tell that's her? I've had to stare at that face for hours on end. Hey, do you hear that? They're going to the Nordstrom. I'm going to approach the target. You hang back. Chapter 9. The Encounter. One of them is standing up. Oh. One of them is standing up. Oh dear, do we leave? I can't see his face. Oh no. Pain. Machinery. Agony. Run. We run now. The pair took off, Calvin being pulled strongly by Vincent. Who are they? They were both there, I remember. The tall one was running the whole thing. The fat one was one of the grinning businessmen watching. Dashing as fast as possible, they swung around the corner and out the door, now in the parking lot. Okay, I think we lost him. We've got to be careful. Excuse me. Ah! Vincent screamed, startled by the tall man's sudden appearance. Hello there, Subject 01. Get out of here, growled Calvin, putting his hands up in front of him in a vaguely threatening pose. I'm afraid I can't, not without Subject 01. Buzz off, I'm not going anywhere. Oh, buzz off, I'm not going anywhere with you. Why not? Because the last time I was anywhere with you, I had my entire body hacked to pieces and put back together. Wrong, I might add. You were put together wrong. The procedure wasn't finished, certainly. But the parts that were finished went perfectly. The fat man came creeping around the corner behind the tall man. Hey there, Greenwald. Is that our girl? Yes. I'm not anybody's. Stop talking about me like I'm intellectual property. Look, I'm sorry about what's been done to you, but... let me handle this. The fat man stepped forward. Listen, girlie, you are company property. Your face and voice belong to us. At current, you are in violation of intellectual property law, and since you can't really stop using our IP, I don't know who's talking. Maybe it's Calvin. Look here, you disgusting little man. Legally, you're already in trouble for kidnapping, unconsensual human experimentation, corporate espionage, and false advertising. If you want to bring the law into this, you haven't got a foot to stand on. You were grown in a lab. Unfortunately, the memories we attempted to plant into you were warped and you escaped. Vincent froze in shock. No. The fat man kept a straight face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. Nah, I had you going there though, didn't I? Mr. Glynn, please, don't aggravate Subject 1 more than is necessary. Oh, come on, it was hilarious. I am not Subject 01. The two corporate stooges looked back at Vincent. My name, Vincent took a step forward, is Vincent. Step. And I am a man. Suddenly throwing a punch, Vincent managed to smash Glynn in the side of the head, toppling him over. No, Subject Vincent. Subject Vincent. I'm Dr. Greenwald. I can help you. Greenwald took a step back. Like heck you can, sobbed Vincent, throwing himself forward into another punch. It did not connect. Vincent found Calvin wrapped around him. Vincent, calm down. Vincent went limp, all power spent. I'm sorry, Calvin. Oh no. Vincent collapsed into sobbing, held in place by Calvin. Calvin turned to Greenwald. Haven't you done enough? Greenwald seemed on edge with tears himself, but his calm stranger act broke him down. I didn't want to do it. I was told if I'd lose my job if I didn't. I had to listen to every minute of his screams. The only way I could probably justify it to myself was knowing his mind would be rewritten at the end of it all, and he'd never remember the pain of what he lost. Bending over and pulling up Glynn, he turned away. We didn't see you today. I'll make sure Glynn knows that. The company shareholders are desperate to find you. They don't want to go to prison. They deserve to. Greenwald trudged off, carrying Glynn. Come on, Vincent, let's get you home. What's that? Wake up, we need to talk. Oi, my head, did you get the girl? I gave her a second chance. If anyone asks, we didn't find her. The shareholders won't like that. Screw the shareholders. The shareholders will really not like that. The search will pick up from here, but I gave Vincent a chance. Look, Greenwald, I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry. For what? For making you do any of this. Chapter 10. The Angst. 2 days after the mall trip, Vincent hadn't left the apartments and had become listless. He lies on the couch watching anime all day. Calvin has been in and out doing things, but is beginning to worry about his friend. I'm home. The call was met with only silence. Calvin crossed over to the couch to find Vincent exactly where he had left him. Hey, come on, man, you can't just lie there staring off into space forever. I'm not going to be here forever, just until I die. No one's dying on my couch. Get up, come on, Vincent. Vincent! Vincent sat there, ignoring him. Fine then, if Vincent won't answer, I'll just talk to Hatsune. It'll be like freaky reverse therapy puppets. Hello there, Hatsune, how are you today? I'm fine. Ah, that got a response. Tell me, Miss Miku, would you like to fix your hair for you? I will interpret silence as a yes. No response. Fine. Calvin went and dug through his junk drawer, eventually finding a pair of hair ties that an ex-girlfriend had left there. Okay, Miku, I'm going to tie your hair up now. Here we go. A good 5 minutes of efforts later, and he had finally managed to shape the blue mess behind Vincent into something resembling Hatsune Miku's signature twin tails. He pulled Vincent up and aimed him at a nearby mirror. Isn't that pretty? Just think, You were like that all the time, and you decided to just give up and stop being Vincent. But you're not going to do that, because Vincent is a smart, cool dude who wouldn't be content to sit around moping all day. So if you're going to sit around moping, you're not Vincent. And if you're not Vincent, then I suppose you have to be Miku. And Miku has responsibilities. She has fans, she has songs to sing, and she has evil labs to go back to have her memory wiped. Vincent fidgeted uncomfortably. Calvin finally broke. Man up, I can't stand watching you like this, and I know you can't either, so get up and figure out whether you want to be yourself or Miku, because I'm only gonna keep one of those around my apartment. Vincent pulled forward and stood up. He breathed out. I'm Vincent. I play the piano badly. I build sets for the drama club. I play video games too much. I daydream easily, and I can be too crass at times. But dang it, I'm me. Yes! Calvin, get your shoes on. We're going to find these guys and make them change me back. Heck yeah! An object dropped through the mall slot with a light thud. We are disappointed. Look, we've done all that we can to search. Perhaps we should just give up. The board of shareholders has taken matters into their own hands. You have underperformed. What the heck are you planning to do? Do not go to your enemy. Make your enemy come to do you. Sun Tzu. Chapter 11. The Note. The object in question was an envelope. Vincent, still smoldering, split it open with his thumbnail. Oh no. The page unfolded like the jaws of the abyss, but with roughly the same emotional reaction. Mal was a very good friend of Vincent's, and they'd known each other for years. They played video games together frequently, and Mal had an impressive knowledge of military procedure and proper weapon use. That was probably why this picture of Mal strapped to a chair unconscious caused Vincent to panic. The ransom note was not cut out of magazine letters, but rather typed neatly in 12-point Times New Roman. To whom it may concern, the man known as Mal Green has been abducted. Oh, dang it, I said the last name. In 3 days, he will undergo the same process as the one Mr. Vincent. However, steps have been taken to assure escape impossible. However, Mr. Vincent were to offer up himself, Mr. Green would be released. Oh, dang it, I said it again. Perfectly intact, and Mr. Vincent would be given a job as a not-so-virtual pop idol Hatsune Miku. Reminder, 3 days. Decide. We will await your decision at address. Vincent stared at the letter. Calvin, we have an issue. The letter was presented and read. What the heck do I do? Mal is one of my best friends. I guess that was Miku that said that. You can either allow a friend to suffer intense pain and mind control, or you can turn yourself over and become the property of a corporation. Your choice. Vincent wanted to pretend this was some huge quandary, but he would have to think it over. He hung his head. He knew he only had one choice. I guess I'm going to turn myself over to them. Calvin nodded solemnly. I'm sorry it had to go like this. Vincent stopped to look in the mirror. He raised up one hand to one of his twin tails. We bought a dress at the mall, right? Yeah, I think so. Then it's time to go without a hood on. Do you think he'll come? Do you think he'll come? What does it matter? Either way we win. Either Subject 01 gives herself up, or her little friend here takes her place. I always like it when a plan has no potential for failure. Oof, oof! Get me out of here. You have 3 minutes to lower. I'll break out of this and stove your head in with oof. Yes, I understand you gave the extraction team a bit of trouble. No matter, you'll be free soon. Or if not, you soon won't care. Chapter 12, The Trade. On a rooftop in downtown Seattle, there is a hostage and a machine. Dr. Greenwald must operate the machine, whether he wants to or not. Glenn stands by with a crowd of company shareholders. Mr. Greenwald, is the device ready? Yes, sir. Good. This is the final day of the time we have allotted to Subject 01. If she does not appear now, then this boy shall take her place. The roof exit had opened. The doorway is the figure of a girl with long twin tails. Here I am. One of the shareholders steps forward. Lovely to meet you at last, Subject 01. I can only assume you are here to trade yourself for the hostage? Yes, that is correct. Come here then. Let me take a good look at you. Vincent approached the man. The man was lean, hungry look about him, and a smile that oozed deceit. Yes, you look quite lovely. That is the face of an idol. Don't touch me, creep. Is that any way to talk to someone who now owns you? Click. Hey, what? They're handcuffs. I can tell. Why? You're ruining our brand image. These handcuffs are to keep you restrained. Grrr. Greenwald, initiate the machine. What? We knew you'd come to this. The machine will not change this boy into another Miku. We have no need for more than one of each character. He will become Len. The roof exit burst open, this time revealing Calvin. Vincent, wait, it's a trap! Men descended upon him from both sides, grabbing him by the arms. Ah, and there is our Rin. I love it when a plan comes together. Calvin! Vincent! Hey, you two quit shouting and get free. I don't like how close in starting to get this death machine here. Shut up, Mel. Same to you. Ah, gentlemen, a toast to the company. To the company. A helicopter rises up alongside the roof. Several more to join it. Seattle Police Department is written along the sides of all but the first one. Stop right there! Police begin to swarm out of the helicopters. The machine is shut down. The security guards are knocked out with it, and the shareholders are surrounded. From the non-police helicopter comes a flustered-looking Japanese man in a suit. He approached the assembled crowd. I came as soon as I heard about what was going on here, and let me say I am very disappointed. Glenn seemed almost overjoyed to see him. Sir, you got my message. Be quiet, Glenn. You are in deep trouble already. The man turned to Vincent as a police officer uncuffed him. Vincent, I know everything about what has happened to you. I can offer you no compensation for what has been taken. So wait, you're the head of the company and the original creator of the Vocaloid program. It's an honor to meet you, sir. Ah, to see Miku in the flesh should overjoy me, but to know what had to happen to create her makes me weep. Again, I am deeply sorry. Know that those responsible shall be punished severely. Calvin and Mal both came up alongside Vincent. Hey there, Vince. Long time no see. You're looking a bit different than last time. You do something with your hair? Calvin slugged Mal in the shoulder. I must apologize to you boys as well. It's all right. When a company gets big enough, there's no one who can keep track of everything going on within it. If I had been too late, you would have both suffered the same fate as Vincent, but now I am glad I didn't stop for coffee in the airport. Don't even joke about that. Sorry, well, I hope all of you are safe. Remember, we are deeply in your debt. Never hesitate to contact us if you need something. Vincent shook his hand. It was a pleasure to meet the man who created my new voice. Vincent, Calvin, and Mal headed back over to the lobby of the building. The insanity was over. As they wandered back out into the street and towards the bus stop for home, they were met with one final trial. Oh, excuse me. I know it's impossible, but are you the actual Hatsune Miku? Well, one insanity was over. And that's the end of Mice and Miku. That's what I'll call it. Well, I haven't read this in a couple months, but I thought it got turned back to normal, but I guess not. I don't know, I thought that was interesting. Maybe you guys might too. And this might be one of the longest videos, or never mind, I make 2 long videos pretty recently. I don't know, do you like me reading stuff, or do I have a good voice or anything? Tell me if you want me to do more of this stuff, except I can't think of anything else to read. So, peace.